What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, coming at you from about 77 miles away from the Springfield terminal. I got a drop anytime tomorrow between 0800 and 2300. So I will probably leave sometime in the morning. I'm not going to set my alarm or anything. I'm just going to roll out when I wake up. I was almost thinking about dropping by the terminal, but listen, I'm crazy. I'm not insane. Stopping by the terminal in the middle of a load, that is pure insanity right there. But I'm probably going to go out there to Springfield, chill, maybe, 2 days, 3 days, I don't know. Just to kind of depends on how I'm feeling. I have been out 5 weeks. I did stop at home for 2.5 days. So even if I took 3 days off, normally I'd take 11 days off every, 5 weeks. So I'm still under what I'd normally be doing. But I'm just happy to be on this load, I was going through it this week, let me tell you. I was going through it. And yesterday I had a chance to deal with the fleet manager that I've never dealt with before. And I love my fleet manager to death. Kind of reminds me of myself to some degree. But, sometimes men can be a little overly sterile and not really empathetic to a situation that you're going through. And I was in the red zone, kind of. I wasn't in the red zone. I could have got in the red zone had I got a non-empathetic response to what I was going through. And fortunately, the person that was covering my fleet manager's board was a woman that I've never dealt with before, named Jennifer. So, to kind of refresh the situation, I showed up at about 8 o'clock on a Friday for a pickup at a place that was supposed to be 24/7 that wasn't, because sales said it was, but the note said it wasn't. And I'm informed that they're not going to be open till Monday, and I'm kind of trapped in the driveway of this place. So I'm a little upset anyway. But I'm like, you know what? I'd been up for like 30 hours, and I had a little bit of chance to sleep, but not a lot. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to take this chance to sleep. Did that. I had the best sleep I've ever had in a truck. The morning comes, I'm thinking about how I'm going to get out of this place. Some people show up. This is the fast forwarded version. Show up. They're like, local drivers might be around at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you wait around till then, we might be able to open the gate and get you out. Boom. In the meantime, I get a message from a fleet manager I've never met before. Her name is Jennifer. She asks me what the situation is. I kind of tell her what it is, and she's like, basically, hey, I'm sorry about that. Boom. You never hear that from a guy, And like I said, this could be me. It could be anybody. It's not that I have anything against, my fleet manager or male fleet managers, but sometimes you don't need that sterile, shit that you get from me or other men. You need somebody that's like, hey, listen, I feel your pain. You know what? And I felt like she felt my pain. So she's like, let me see what I got, and I'll get back with you. So I'm like, all right. So she sends me a pre-plan, calls me, and says, what do you think about that? And I was like, well, it should be all right. I'm told these guys are going to be able to get me, open up these gates, whatever. So just put that pre-plan on me, and we'll go from there. Boom. They open up the gate, I leave, and I get over to the cold storage where I'm supposed to be picking up. Really wasn't a great load, but then again, I do not look at individual loads or anything like that. I look at the big picture, and I don't turn down. You know what? Here's the that's a totally different video. I don't base my selection of choosing a load on money or anything like that, because as soon as they know it's money, they can send you where you don't want to go and then just blame it on how great the load is. So I was just happy to get a load out of the area that picked up soon. I'm good. Show up at the cold storage. The load has been canceled. So now I'm getting in that red zone, And I call up the fleet manager, Jennifer, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting, these guys canceled the load. And she's like, oh man, I thought we were gonna get you out of this situation. See, she was feeling my pain. And I was like, well, listen, just find me a load that picks up as soon as possible near here and get me out of here. And she's like, all right, I'm gonna get with sales. And I was like, listen, I don't want to hear nothing about no mother effing sales. All I want to hear is I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in the sleeper, chill out, and wait for my call, which should be coming directly. She says, you know what, Lau? I'm on it. Go back in the sleeper, chill your ass out, and wait for the solution, which should be coming directly. Now I'm like, oh, you sending the solution? She's like, yeah, you happy now? I'm like, hey, Jennifer, that's all you had to say. Next thing I know, boom, load comes across, way better than the last loads, all that stuff. Picking up at Bass Pro, going right to Springfield, and got me out of there soon thereafter that. And I was out, you know what I'm saying? A load that had plenty of time on it. Ran this load just like I run almost any of my loads, which is heavy up front so I can relax the back. Not that this was going to be an issue either way. But now, you know, like what is it, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here? I probably won't wake up. Yeah, I'll probably wake up, but I probably won't leave here till 8, 9 in the morning. Get out to Bass Pro, drop this trailer off, bobtail over to the terminal, and figure out how long I want to chill. But it is, you know, and I never really thought about it till this load. But even when I got the load, okay, so I was even having problems picking up the load, and I felt like she was dealing with it with me. And I think sometimes interactions between males, and this could be me and my son, it could be me and any other guy, you know, whatever. So I'm not saying that this isn't a knock against my fleet manager, because I'm sure that that approach, which I've felt is very good in some aspects, and there's some you know, there's downside to having all that empathy as well. But in this situation, I did not need the sterility that you get from a man. And I'm actually thankful that she was covering for my fleet manager this weekend. Even if it would have, now, me and my fleet manager, you know, I believe we meld well together. So even if he wasn't being, you know, even if he was being a little bit sterile, I might give him a little bit more leeway. But had it been like another random guy, I'm not sure I would have been able to. And I'm like the first guy to say, listen, I try to stay even about everything, but some of that stuff leading up to the situation that I was dealing with just kind of had me to where I'm just looking out for me only, and that's not how I usually am. And she kind of took that anger out of me. So I don't know if there's a way. I know I'm rambling now. I don't know if, like, you're rarely gonna find somebody that is to the point like I like to be, to the point the majority of the times, and have that empathy. And trust me, my wife feels it too, because you know, a lot of times, you know, she's trying to get in this long conversation. I'm just like, all right, let's get to the point. And I know that's a bad flaw, but that's kind of a male flaw. And it was just the right person at the right time. So anyway, that's about it. All I got to say about that. It is going to be nice to stop by Springfield and get a nice meal. I'm about to run into this place. I don't know if anybody's been to the Garden Inn on 60. I thought it was a Mexican restaurant. I looked at the menu. I don't know why it's called whatever it's called, El Rancho or whatever, but they got all like regular like food in there. So I don't know. I'm gonna run in there, see if see if they have anything, because some of this, I bought a bunch of salad. That stuff was good, but that's a little played out right now. And I bought some salad that lasts a while. And I am rambling. But anyway, let's get to the point. My knuckles are ashy like I'm just got done boxing somebody. You do not want them ashy knuckles hitting you in the face right there. That's embarrassing. Anyway. Forgot what my point was. Really, my point was, I don't even know what my point was. I could just keep rambling and rambling. But I don't know, just got done having a conversation with my future driver. Don't want to let that out of the bag yet, but I can at least tell the gender. She was at a shipper that she didn't want to be at, and it was a bunch of headaches. The notes or something said that the lumper has to be paid in cash, and it's like in a residential area, and I was like, you won't have to worry about that much longer. You'll be able to turn down all the loads you want to turn down. If you don't like it, don't go. So anyway, seems like she's excited to get out of her company position and get to something that's a little bit more lenient, that fits her a little bit better. And I did remind her that I felt a little comfy this morning when these heated seats were warming me up in that 45-degree weather. So that's something that she has to look forward to as well. But I am sorry about dragging this video out, but that's about all I got to say about that. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.